European Comenius multilateral project Recipe is an action research project with partners from 5 countries: Denmark, Greece, Ireland, Norway and Portugal. The Recipe project's main aim is to investigate regional educational centres' role in reducing all kinds of early school leaving and to disseminate the good practices discovered through exploring and enhancing the quality and performance of school REC partnerships throughout Europe to meet the 2020 headline target of reducing early leaving to below 10%. Regional educational centres have different forms and executive roles throughout Europe. There are public organisations and private institutions. In some areas, REC services are physically situated in one place. In others, the services are more decentralised and distributed to clusters of schools, for example. Clare Education Centre works closely with a network of schools in the local area of Ennis and has a variety of focuses. This particular film shows how the centre has worked with some of these schools to support 3 programmes: Accelerated Reader, Mata Sarang and Lego in schools.
My name is Anne McMahon and I'm the principal teacher in Scoil na Maidin na Mhuire in Newmarket and Fergus here in County Clare.
My name is Vita and I'm in second year.
My name is Sarah and I'm in second year as well.
In this recipe project, we looked at 3 programmes. The first programme is Accelerated Reader. The regional centre here cooperated with Renaissance to develop a package where all schools, regardless of their size, could participate at a very, very low cost.
Accelerated Reader allows us to have an online database of books that have assessments associated with them. So all of the children in our school from 3rd class to 6th class for the first year, and then from 2nd class to 6th class in subsequent years, were able to register on this online database, if you like, through the Regional Educational Centre in Ennis.
Number 1, the students do a STAR test, a computerised STAR test to identify their reading level. Number 2, the teachers sit down and they establish their targets, the individual targets for individual students. The computer will generate these, or they can be altered according to our knowledge of the student. Number 3, the students are taken to the library and they select a book within their zone of proximal development, which is their reading range. Students are given 3 weeks, 2 weeks, sometimes 3, to read their books. And the next step is the students sit down and they do a computerised test on that book. They accumulate points and ultimately the students will achieve their target. They will be rewarded at the end of achieving their target.
Is very enjoyable and it's a way to track your own progress. Even if not for the teachers, then it's interesting to see yourself how you've improved, and I think that's the best way because you just keep motivating yourself to reach higher even if you've already reached your target.
The tests in Accelerated Reader are pretty good because you have to read the full book if you want to get 100%, and you need 85% or above to pass the test and get the points and the words as well.
The lovely thing about Accelerated Reader is that each child's target is unique to themselves. They're not working to a group target, they're working to their individual target.
The Recipe project, facilitated by the Clare Education Centre, is allowing schools engage in innovative and progressive teaching methodologies and research projects.
Since it has been introduced, we have seen fantastic increase in reading levels and literacy levels among our children.
Reading is the good thing you get out of it, and you get to, like when you're reading, there might be something you didn't know and then you might learn it.
100% of our students use the school library in the Accelerated Reader group, and if you get 100% of students using the library at any time, no matter what programme you're using, it's working.
I'd always buy books during summer and I'd read at least 10 books during summer. Then before Accelerated Reader, I hated reading.
We don't even feel like we're being pressured. Everyone loves reading in our school. Even people who never read always read now, and they've built up a wide variety of vocabulary.
The second programme was developed more locally, and that is the Mata Surround, Maths in the Classroom. Now, once again, we worked with others in this, and Dr. Noreen O'Loughlin, she's the Director of Maths Recovery Ireland.
Yeah, I want you to say in your head. and mix. You're a clever girl.
Maths is an early intervention programme, John, taking some of the strategies from the maths recovery programme and applying them to an in-class situation. So it deals mainly with the strand of number, and it's all about children having doing oral maths and coming up with strategies in their heads and developing more sophisticated strategies around the whole area of number. Number one, it's an in-class approach, so the children are not being withdrawn. So children who would normally go for learning support aren't being withdrawn, so they get to do these activities in a whole class situation. I suppose children are learning at the level that they're at their zone of proximal development, because the children are at specific stations according to their level of ability in maths. It's also very good for motivation and enthusiasm. Also for the children, that they can come up with strategies themselves, given time to explain what their strategies are, and then they can actually learn from each other. This is my strategy, will I use a different strategy, maybe which one is better or which one is faster, so they can learn from each other. And it's also very good because it's very hands-on and the children are very much actively involved in their own learning.
The final programme is the Lego project. This project developed from our connection with Albertsland and Gert Larsen and Rory McGann, lecturer in Mary Immaculate.
Introducing the Lego project through the recipe project, we're finding that the children are learning about coding in ICT, they're learning about working collaboratively, they're learning about using their Lego for something that isn't just fun, but they're also learning from it. They're learning principles of physics, they're learning mathematical principles, they're integrating the Lego across the curriculum in subjects like the arts, mathematics, of course language, because they have to discuss with one another exactly what they're doing in the project. So while they're having great fun and enjoying what they're doing in class, they're also learning very valuable skills. It's a wonderful project. The children absolutely love it. The teachers love it. It's a fun way to learn, and they really are motivated and inspired by the project and by the possibility of using Lego as part of their learning.
I probably make mistakes every day, so when we make a mistake, we just know how to make it better.
We have benefited hugely so far from using the Lego Education We Do packs. We find it fantastic that it links so well with our national curriculum here in Ireland. It allows us to cover many subject areas in our computer room each week, and we'd like to think that going forward we may avail of some other Lego products in the future.
The thing that I like mostly in Lego is that we get to construct our own projects following the instructions, because when I grow up I'd like to be an engineer.
The reason that we're involved in the recipe projects is that we all have strengths in a variety of different areas. We all have smarts, we all have intelligences, whether it's in literacy or numeracy or in the arts or in our bodily kinesthetic intelligence. We have some very athletic children. We have children who have great interpersonal skills or intrapersonal skills or music. So we want to offer as much as we can to all of the children in our school with the idea of building on their strengths, promoting confidence and competencies in as many areas as we possibly can, so the children grow up feeling confident in their abilities and their strengths, knowing what their strengths are.
The programmes presented in this film are the results of supportive collaboration between Clare Education Centre and schools in their network.